everyone, this is Kate Kalta with Stamping to Share, and today for my Facebook Live we are going to make the cutest, most beautiful card, and it will commemorate the first big snowfall we're expected to get here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. So the card we're going to make is this one right here, and it's such a beauty. It uses the Poinsettia Petals bundle, and it also uses the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper, which is a gorgeous set of paper. But before I do all of that, I just want to let you know that we did have a Stamping to Share Creative Crafters downline meeting last week, which is why I did not do a Facebook Live on Thursday. But I have some fun things to show you from the meeting. And one of those things is our make and take. My demonstrators and I always do like a little make and take that they get the supplies for it, and then they get the PDF, and then they can put it together. So I want to show you what the completed make and take looks like. And I think you're going to love it. It's boxes. So it's these beautiful boxes, all created with the cardstock that Stampin' Up! Sells, as well as the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. And so these are stackable, but you could unstack them and give them out as individual gifts, or they could be all stacked together with little graduated gifts in each section. Of course, I'm thinking it'd be cute to put different types of tea in each box and give these to my daughters. And I believe this bottom box would fit like a tea scoop or a tea tongs. I don't know if you've ever heard of tea tongs, but it's where you can take the tea bag out of your tea and kind of squeeze it a little bit like we always want to do. Well, there's little special tea tongs that can do that for you, so that would even fit in one of these boxes. So I want you to look really closely at the tag. Isn't that adorable? So in addition to this tag, we also created more tags. So let me grab those. All of the stamping was done with the Tag Buffet card, the Tag Buffet stamp set. This can be purchased as a standalone stamp set, but it is made to coordinate with the Tag Buffet project kit. So let me show you some of the tags that came with this. So the first tag that I'm showing you is really just kind of a repeat of what you've already seen, but I want to show it to you anyway up close by itself. So it looks like this. These are easy to make, just circle punches, very fun. And then all colored with Stampin' Blends. So here's another one. It's so much fun to be a demonstrator in my group. Most of my demonstrators are hobbyists. They just merely join for the discount, which is great because that's why I joined too. I sort of became an accidental business demonstrator, I guess you could say. Just because everybody wanted to buy stuff from me. So next thing you know, I'm running a business, not even really realizing it. So here we go. There's another one. And here is the final one. And one of the trendy things that I see all over these days is fussy cutting your sentiments. So this is a good example of fussy cutting a sentiment. Really fun. All right. There was also Winkastellas on those tags, but I'm sure that did not show up in the camera. So I also want to give you a peek at what the tag bundle looks like, the Tag Buffet project kit rather. And it has a really sturdy box like this. And then, have you ever made tags in the past? And then once you get the Christmas present out and you start adding the tags to your presents, have you ever thought, ooh, that tag looks so small? Oh, those days are over with this tag kit. Let me show you. So look at my hand. Pretty good size hand, right? Look at how big these tags are. They're almost as big as my hand. These are not going to get lost on your bigger presents. Aren't they cute? So here's the first one. And they're layered too, so they're doubled up. So I think you can get 2 years out of these, really, because you can use the first layer this year, because you can put your backing, you know, your to and from here, and then, you know, when nobody's looking, scrounge around under the wrapping paper and grab up all the tags that nobody's, you know, they're thinking they're going to throw them away. I don't think so. So you can reuse these next year. Just take this and put it on top of a new piece of Designer Series paper, and away you go. You've got your tags for next year too. And I have been known to do that. I have scrounged under Christmas trees to collect my little handmade things so I can reuse them. Here's another one. Whoops, let me get it flipped around here. This one's got the cute little Santa shoe. And just so that you know, I didn't actually color any of these. They come pre-colored. All you have to do is punch them out and attach them to your tags. The only stamping really is the little sentiments and then back here. So super cute. Here's another one, a great big Christmas tree. I love it. There's 6 different styles. So here's another one. It's a beautiful ornament style. And you know, these would work really well. Let's say that you need to get Christmas cards out fast and you didn't really plan very well. Well, get the Tag Buffet project kit and you can take all of these tags and attach them to your Christmas cards this year. It'd be so easy. And you could even make a gift out of it so they could, you know, make the Christmas card tag removable or put it in a pocket and then they can use the tag too. I love really useful gifts like that, or really useful cards. All right, so there's the Tag Buffet kit. Now I've got something else to show you because, of course, in our demo meetings we always swap. So I have some amazing swap cards to share with you today. So I'm going to share 3, and then I'll just keep sharing in batches of 3 for the next several Facebook Lives until we get through them all. But the first gorgeous card uses the Poinsettia Petals set that we're going to be showing off today. So I want to share it with you. And it looks like this. This was created by my downline member, Michelle Baranek. She's extremely talented. And you can tell just by the way she colors, everything is colored so incredibly gorgeously. And she used, I mean, I want to get it out here. Well, let me see. So what she did is she took this bigger flower right here and she stamped that on a panel above and below, and she colored it in with Stampin' Blends, and it's really quite amazing. Really, really gorgeous. Of course, she stamps on the inside as well, and these are embossed, so it is embossed in gold embossing on the front and on the inside. So I just love that. And she used Wink Stella, so these do sparkle in real life. And then the next 2 cards I wanted to share, especially today, because we are getting our first freezing day here in Minnesota. Well, we've had a couple of freezing days, I guess. But I wanted to share these because it's from a stamp set called Freezin' Fun, and you'll find it in our mini catalog that's current right now. And the first one, so cute, was created by my downline member, Sandy Alford. And I have to share it with you because it's so cutely colored. So here it is. Isn't that adorable? So this is a bundle, the Freezin' Fun bundle, because it includes dies that cut out all of those little characters, including the tree and the snowballs. And if that doesn't look like a fun day on the slopes, I don't know what does. I also want to point out that these trees have a really 3D look to them. And I just can't stop looking at them. I mean, look at you, and it's so easy to do. So you're just coloring the tree part. You're leaving the snow plain. You're not doing anything with that. That's just plain old Whisper White. But when you cut it out and put it on your card, it literally pops, and it just looks amazingly 3D. It's just so fun and so cute. And then the next card also uses that same bundle, the Freezin' Fun bundle. This was created by Shelly Lamel. She's also in my downline group, of course, and I want to share this. And this one takes advantage of a beautiful background that almost looks like it's sponge, but it actually isn't. It's from the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper pack. Look at that. If that doesn't look like Spirit Mountain up in Duluth, I don't know what does. Except Spirit Mountain in Duluth is a lot steeper. A lot steeper. That's the bunny hill at Spirit Mountain. That'd be me on the bunny hill. I should really stick to bunny hills anyway. Oh, there we go. So cute. And again, I'm going to hold this up really close so you can just see how gorgeously colored those trees are. And how amazing they pop. They look so 3-dimensional. It's just incredible. I love it. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing these swap cards from my downline. They are just amazing. I'm so proud of my downline. They are really, really, really good card makers. All right. I think that's all oh gosh, I almost forgot. I have other things to share. I have to go over to my computer because they're over there, because I was going to write thank you notes to these people that pop these things in the mail to me, and I just didn't quite get to it. But let me grab them, because you guys definitely want to see these. So these are things I got in my mailbox, so you have to check them out. The first one is from my customer, Julie Nelson, and she loves to drink wine. So she made a wine card for me, and I love it. It's so cute. So thank you so much, Julie Nelson. Of course, whenever I see anything with wine images, I think of Julie. And then the next card is from one of my downline members that lives in South Dakota. This is from Sheila Kammerer, and she uses the Dandelion Wishes stamp set, and then the bouquet dots, I think it was called. That's a retired stamp set, but of course I kept mine because it's so pretty and it works so well with the Dandelion Wishes. But isn't that gorgeous? This is embossed, you guys. So when people take the time to emboss, you've got to touch and feel and really enjoy that. That's super fun. And so she embossed it with black embossing powder, and it looks so pretty with the petal pink paper in the background. Then I got a little surprise card in the mail from one of our watchers. So this is from Cheryl Merzenich, and she sent a beautiful card to me. Oh, no, I can't even get it out of the envelope. Hold on. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I gotta tear the envelope a little bit. It's kind of stuck. Okay, there we go. That was in there pretty tight. All right, so get ready for beauty, because this one glimmers and shines like nobody's business. So here it is. And isn't that gorgeous? It uses the brightly gleaming designer series paper, which is a favorite from last year and actually carried over into our catalog. And look at all of that. So gorgeous. It uses the, I think it's gold. So she used daisies on here, but they don't even almost look like daisies. They look very holiday, like a big sparkle of holiday stuff. So really beautiful. Some beautiful foils on there. Of course, she decorates the inside, but I'm not going to show you because she's put a personal note in there. But it's so pretty. So thank you so much, Cheryl. What a beautiful card. And how could I forget? One thing that I do with my downline is throughout the year they keep track of everything that they are purchasing, and there's a medley in the catalog, and I can't remember what the name of it is right off the bat, but my downline member Dawn Michaels created this beautiful card with that Christmas medley. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh, Dawn, I just was so happy and excited when I got this card. She no more than got the medley from me, and she was making things with it. So I know those of you that have that already are probably very inspired. She also sent me some candy. So I got these little treats from our paper pumpkin that was sent out to us last month. And of course, there's all kinds of ideas you can do with this because you have a zillion leftovers, so you could make those into little cards or tags too. So they're really fun. And finally, the grand finale of the things I want to show you. This is pretty stunning, so get ready. This is from my downline member, Mary Alice Bellis. Of course, it didn't go in the mail. She popped it into my right by my doorstep, so I'd be sure to find it. And oh my goodness. So you guys have seen those cards that are like this. So they're 3D type cards that can be mailed. So they're flat like this, right? And then you pop them up like this, so they're 3D. So I've had several people mail cards like this to me, and I love them. They're so smart. But Mary, she did something a little extra. So let me pop it back in here, and I'll show you what she did. So I got this, and I thought, oh, well, this is really cool. I love these 3D cards. But Mary went the extra step, so let me show you. I noticed there was a little pull tag on here, so what did I do? I pulled it out, and look at what I found. Oh my gosh! Six Hershey Nuggets that fit in that little section. Oh my gosh. I mean, how creative is that? I'd never seen that before. So that was a total new one for me. And I was just so appreciative of Mary sharing that. And then you just put it right back in, and it's just all in there so cute, and a little pull tag, and then you pull it out. I mean, I knew something was going on because when I lifted it up, it was like really heavy. So very fun. So I'm going to hold this up kind of still so you guys can see it, because I've just been moving around and you can't see what it looks like. So I'm holding it still. There it is, so you can copy it. There's what it looks like from the sides. And here is the back. So, thank you so much, Mary Alice. Oh, you are a treasure. A treasure. A Hershey Nugget treasure. All right, so let me go ahead now, and I'm going to flip the camera down, and we'll get started making this card. So give me a second, everybody. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. We got it nice and close so you can see everything that I'm doing. These are the colors we're using for this card. We've got Whisper White, Balmy Blue, and Night of Navy. Also gorgeous. And why did I pick those colors? Well, it's because it coordinates with the Designer Series paper that we're using today. So this is the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper. These are the front and back of all the different papers. And of course, this hardly does it justice because there's some beautiful watercolor sheets in there that kind of have an ombre look. It's just really quite gorgeous. And this is on sale this month, you guys. So you get 15% off. If you haven't already purchased it, I would just get it on your list because it's quite a good deal. And then these are all the different coordinating colors that you will find in this Designer Series paper. I'm not going to name them all because you can look that up, but trust me, there's a lot of gorgeous blues in there, and I love blue. It's my favorite color. All right. So what we have today is kind of a low profile easel card. So it looks like this. This is the front of it. This is what it looks like on the side. And I had shown these, something like this about 6 months ago. I think somebody had mailed one to me. And they were like, oh, can you make this? Well, of course, I never got around to doing it because my project list is like 20 projects long at all times. So I can't always get to everything right away, but eventually I got to it. And then this is what I did for the top 10 in my group for sales last month. So it was a fun card to make. And I put aside a few extras of these so I can mail them out to new demonstrators. So I just did get a new demonstrator this month, and I will be putting one of these cards in the mail to her tomorrow. So very excited about that. All right, so let me get this out of the way, and we will get started creating this gorgeous sort of a low profile easel card. So the first thing that you're going to need is your Whisper White base that you are building everything onto. So this has been pre-cut. I've got it cut at 5 1/4 by 8, and then I've scored it at 4 and 5 3/4. So I'll try to hold that still so you guys can get those measurements. Then go ahead, take your bone folder, and you're just going to crease all of those different score lines. So fold it like a card, crease, and then this one gets folded this way because your card will sit like this with the bigger part as the base, and then this part is kind of the tent part that makes the easel card. So let me go ahead and do this one. All right, so here it is. Looks like this. Then let's go ahead and grab some Designer Series paper. So this, see that's that watercolor look? It looks like frost on the back. It's so pretty. But this again is that Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper on sale this month. And it is cut to 4 by 5 1/4. All right. And we also have a panel, 2 panels, because I'm making 2 cards to give away. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right. So probably the easiest thing that we can do right now is this is going to go onto this. So that's going there, and then eventually this is going there. So I just want to get it straight so you know where everything is going. So this is the bottom. See, the bottom of our card. So the card is sitting on kind of a platform of Night of Navy cardstock. Again, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on. So this is going to go right here like this, and we can use glue because no glue lines are going to show because all this white piece is getting sandwiched between paper. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put glue all the way around, and I want that wiggle room so I can get everything put in really nicely. So I just folded that card base in half so that I can see that my edges are all nice and even. There we go. We're going to do the exact same thing to this one. You guys get the benefit of watching this twice because I do 2 giveaway cards. And I've had so many people tell me they like seeing this twice because it helps them understand exactly how to do it, because sometimes they miss things the first time around. And I get that because I miss a lot of stuff the first time around. In fact, my whole life is pretty much missing stuff the first time around, and then I maybe get it the second or third time around. All right, so there we have our card is kind of ready here on its base. Now we're going to start adding the designer series paper. So this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and it is cut to be the exact same size as this panel, so that it's going to get glued on next. And again, I'm using glue because glue lines typically don't show through designer series paper, and the Whisper White is not a problem because it is going to be in the middle of that. All right, so there we go. Let me just wiggle that into place a little better. That is one of the nice things about glue, is you can just make sure everything is lined up perfectly. So that's the next step. So we'll repeat it again because we're making 2 cards. Are you wondering what the giveaway is? So on Thursday, what I do is I go back through all of the comments and I see who's shared, because if you share on your timeline and come back and tell me you shared, all the names go into a drawing, and then I just pick a winner, and you will get a card and a little tiny gift that goes with the card. So this time, the little gift is going to be this gorgeous ribbon that I can't even tell you. It is so pretty in person. When you look at it in the catalog, it did nothing for me. As soon as I got it in my stamp room, I was like, oh wow, this is a lot prettier in real life than you know, looking at it in the catalog. So you'll get 2 yards of that. All right, so we're going to put our card bases away for a second, and we're going to start with the next thing that we're layering up. So as you can see, it's kind of a repeat of the same things that we were doing before. What we're working on now is this base panel back here that we will be attaching to that Whisper White easel part. Okay, so let me give you the measurements. The Night of Navy panel is cut at 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And again, I'm just using the same design of designer series paper from the Snowflake Splendor, and it's 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So let me go ahead and we'll glue that on. And this is a super skinny little border because it's a 1/8 inch border. So I really like using glue when we're doing really skinny little borders. It just helps you get that look that you want for a really well positioned card. All right, again, the Night of Navy was 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. The designer paper 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Oh, you guys are so sweet telling me you've shared. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know, I have a lot of new customers tell me that they found me because somebody shared one of my Facebook Lives. And then they just love being my customer. So you guys are helping my business a lot. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. Thank you. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to put these panels onto our card to make kind of that easel card. All right, so where are we putting the glue? We're putting the glue right here. So let me go ahead, add the glue. Don't get too close to the edges because there will be a border around here. So press this down and then put this on here and just wiggle it into place so that you get a really nice white, evenly spaced border all the way around. There it is. And then when you pull it up, you can see you've got the start of your easel card. So do the same thing over here with this one. And I'm not putting it here because I don't know where to stop. So that's why I'm putting the glue here. I've got this dividing line and I know I can't go above that dividing line. And I'm just keeping it kind of to the middle. I don't want to get too close to these edges because I don't want glue easing out. And then we're just going to set this right over the top, wiggle it into place. And then we have a nice even border all the way around. I promise this is going to get more complicated right now. It looks really easy, but you know, we haven't done our flower yet. All right, so there's that one. So we're going to put this all away now, and I'll get out the next segment that we're going to be working on. So you want to get a piece of balmy blue scrap paper, and you are going to cut out. You are going to, oh, where did it go? Hold on. Here we go. I had it over here. So you take the scrap paper, and then because we're using the bundle, you would have the dies, and you would cut these out. Now you'll notice I have marked my dies. I did not do this initially when I first got them, and then I was spending a lot of time spinning and spinning and spinning trying to figure out how in the world they fit together because it was like a puzzle. But once I had them together, I just kind of marked it with a Sharpie so I could easily find it. And you're going to cut out, well, I cut out 2 of these to make 2 cards. And then this is what it looks like once you have it cut out. I'm going to hold it up to the camera so you can see, but it actually even makes the little lines to show the veins in the leaf. So really pretty. All right, and this is the set of dies that come with it. Now I'll never get it in this proper spot, but I marked it on the front side too because sometimes when I'm putting my dies away, I need to see both sides because when I'm putting it on my magnet, I need to know how to put them, you know, put them right side in there, and then when I'm putting them on my paper, I have the other side marked. So I mark both sides because otherwise I'm standing here and trying to flip and flip to get them to fit. That's kind of handy. It's a little tip with this die set that you'll want to remember. So you're going to cut 2 of these. And then this is going to be your leaves on the back of your poinsettia. Then you want to grab some scrap paper. So I've got some Whisper White scrap paper here. And we're going to use our Night of Navy ink. And you're going to take the small and the large poinsettia. And I'm going to just throw this onto a Stampin' mat. So just ink up. This is the medium-sized flower. Ink that up. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, just even without even coloring it, it looks so pretty. So there we go with those 2. It looks like this up close. Then you're going to cut them out. Let me get this out of the way. And then you are going to color them. So I did pre-color, but I did leave a couple leaves not colored so I can show you how to do it. So I left a couple uncolored so you could see. So if I hold it up, you can see there's really pretty variegation in there. And that's because I use Stampin' Blends. So let me find my Stampin' Blends. And the only blend that I'm using in this whole card is the Balmy Blue Combo Pack. So I start by just taking the light Balmy Blue, and we're just coloring that whole leaf in the light Balmy Blue. And then this is a kind of optional. You can color it or not color it. It doesn't really matter because we're going to be putting one of those little beads in there. Oh, I just realized my beads are across the room. Oh well. I'll grab them later. So then just go ahead and fill that in with the light color. I'll do that one over here too. And over here. And then you're going to take your dark Balmy Blue and you're just going to throw your accents in. So this is really easy. I just usually go in kind of where there's already some accents and just add a few more. Whoops, I got to do this leaf over here too. And this is kind of subtle, but it is noticeable. And I like that. All right, so that one's done. Then I'm going to do this one. So just add this is so easy. You don't need coloring experience to be able to make beautiful flowers with the Stampin' Blends. It's kind of one of those no-brainer things where the markers just do the work for you. So hold this up so you can see. It's really easy. All right, so now we're going to put these together. So I'm just going to put a little glue into the centers of the big flower. Then we just take the little flower and we just position it so it looks like a starburst. Do the same thing for this one. That looks great. Then while that's kind of drying, I'm going to go grab those beads. So one of the most beautiful embellishments in the entire catalog are these beaded pearls. Oh my gosh, I can't even get over it. The first time I opened these up, I was like swooning out of my chair. I'm gonna hold them up so you can see how gorgeous they are. Oh, they are so beautiful. I think it's the prettiest embellishment Stampin' Up! Has ever put out since I've been a demonstrator, since 2007. So I'm so thrilled to be able to use these. And people who got my Poinsettia kit to go this month, that was in there as one of their products that they are getting with the kit. So I know they're gonna love using them. All right, so we've kind of got these all ready, but there's something else we need to get ready. So I did use the stitched rectangle dies, and I took this one. So it's the, I don't even know how to explain these, but I'm just showing you which one I use. So it's like this big whole section, and I took the smallest one. All right, and then again, you just use some scrap paper, cut out a couple of those, and I've got them ready right here. They're all ready for stamping. So I've got my sentiment I'm going to use. I've got my Night of Navy ink. This is a photopolymer set, so it's easy. You don't have to worry too much about it because you can see right through to where you're stamping, so you really can't mess up too bad. I mean, you can still mess up, but not too bad because you got a chance to see where you're going. There we go. All right, so now this is attached to another piece of paper, so let me get the measurements for you. Here it is. All right, so yeah, we're using some kind of crazy measurements, but I wanted it to be perfect all the way around. Let me show you in the original card. Look, you've got to have an even border all the way around, and because we're trying to match a die, it is going to be some silly measurements, but I took the time to figure it out so you wouldn't have to. So it's 1 3/16 by 2.5. Isn't it nice? It was 2.5 on one side and 1 3/16 on the other. Then what you're going to do, flip these little guys over, and you're going to add multi-purpose liquid glue to the back. That way you can wiggle them in and get that perfect little skinny little border all the way around. So set this in. I gotta pick it up and hold it. Yep, and there it is, our perfect little border. So cute. And here's the other one. All right. Do you guys love this so far? Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting closer. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our beaded pearl to the middle. So putting this on, because it is a heavier pearl, I actually use 3 glue dots. It's pretty easy to glue dots. You take your pickle. There's big spaces back here to put those glue dots onto these pearls, and they kind of fit perfect. So 1 glue dot fits in each, behind each pearl. So let me flip this one over. And the glue dots will keep it really, really secure. I've had mine sitting out, well, I made this quite a while ago already. I was saving to share it with you after my demonstrator meeting last week, because I always like my top 10 card to be a surprise. All right, so then just go ahead, pick that up and put that onto your poinsettia. There we go. So look at that. I gotta hold it up again so you can just see how gorgeous this is. It's so pretty. All right, what are we doing next? Well, we've got one more panel of blue here that we need to talk about, and we're using the Snowflake embossing folder. So this is cut at 3 by 4 1/4, and it's run through that. I'm sure you probably can't see it. I'll try to move it around so the light hits it, but it's got snowflakes all over it. So it's a beautiful backdrop to your poinsettia. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a decorative slice of ribbon here at the bottom. So I'm going to grab, I don't know where my ribbon went. I thought I showed it once, but luckily I have a scrap behind me. So what you want to do is you want to take this and you're just going to trim it. Trust me, I have more ribbon. I have a full roll of this ribbon. So I want to make sure I could use it as a giveaway. So anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to put that on right here, and however you want to fasten it on the back. I'm a little, I really like using Scotch tape just because it's fast. It supports a Minnesota company. Okay, so here it is. So there's one, and then we're going to make a bow and put the bow right there. This is a little, this card I'm sure is taking a little longer than what you're used to seeing from me, but I don't think it's terribly hard. It's more about just knowing the measurements and knowing the steps to putting it together, because it's actually not that hard of a card. So you want to try to get this this triangle to look like a triangle. There we go. So we've got 1 and 1, and now we'll make bows. So to make a bow where you have a flat top, I'll show you because everybody loves it when I show you. So you're just gonna start like you're tying your shoe. You make that loop, but then instead of going to the front like we always want to do when we're tying our shoe, you're gonna bring it to the back and then push it through like normal. But by bringing it to the back, you keep it flat on the front. I don't really know quite how it works, but that's how it works. And then when people try it, they're like, oh my gosh, it worked. And then I get all these little thank you emails. Oh my gosh, I finally learned how to tie a bow. That's funny. All right, so there we go. We have our first little bow ready. And then just trim it off. And you can see it has a nice flat front, so that's going to go right there. And then we'll do our second little bow. Again, so make your loop, bring it around the back, and then push it through. This is such shimmery, gorgeous ribbon. In the catalog, it looks white, but when you get it, it has kind of an iridescent look to it. So like sort of like snow sparkling in the sun, you know how it has kind of that bluish green diamondy sparkly look? That's what this ribbon looks like. Like snow in the sun. There we go. All right, then this goes on with glue dots. So I'm going to grab my glue dots again. And again, it's just so easy to pick off those glue dots with a dimension, or with a, take your pick tool, and then you're just going to set that right here. So the reason I want the ribbon on first and the bow on first is because that helps me know how I'm going to put my flower on. So we're going to set this in, put this right there. Gorgeous. All right, so now we're back to working on the flower. So you want to take this and you want to put 3 petals on your flower. Let me show you the original card again. So we're going to go with 2 petals here and a petal there. Gives a nice balanced look to your card. So I have 2 petals ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper snips, not this one. I don't want to use my ribbon paper snips. I'm going to cut off another 2 petals. And then we need a single and another single. There we go. So this one I'll save for another project. Then let's grab our cute little flowers. And you're just going to set this in like this. I mean, so that looks really nice and natural. And quick little tip, just grab some Scotch tape and put that back there. Take the other side, and what I do is I'm just kind of taking my petal, the single petal, and I'm just putting it directly opposite of the 2 petals that I already have on there. So I'm going to flip that over. So that helps you know where to put it for placement, so you don't have to sit there and spin it trying to figure out where it looks the best. And then when you put it on your card, you can kind of move it around just to see where it looks good. I think that looks beautiful, right like that. So let's do the other one. So again, I've got the 2 petals. Let's see, that looks good, doesn't it? So we're going to flip it around. And then we're going to just Scotch tape that on, and we're going to add our other petal just opposite. Flip it over, Scotch tape it, and there it is. It's so pretty, oh my gosh. All right, so that one is going to go like that. Okay, so now what do we want to do? We want to get some dimensionals. So I've got my dimensionals. And we're just going to pull these off. We're going to put them on our leaves. So we want to keep the dimensionals to the outer sections of the flower. And that is because we have this really big embellishment here in the middle. And if we put a big dimensional under that embellishment, then there's no give. And so when you mail it, it'll probably pop through the envelope. It might pop through anyway. So it's a good idea to protect this with a little padding. However, and I will show you in a second, if you keep the dimensionals to the outside, it almost kind of cushions that embellishment for you, because the embellishment goes down and the outer area goes up. It's kind of hard to explain, but you'll know what I mean when you put this together. So I'm going to flip it over again. We'll add our dimensionals. Again, I'm just adding them to the outer edges. Maybe one more. Flip it over. And just place it to where you think it looks good. Give it a press, and it's on there. All right, so now let's finish this card up. So we're going to need dimensionals here too. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of dimensionals to this. This is our sentiment. This is what's going to hold our entire easel up, so that when someone gets this card, they'll be able to prop it up for display. So I'm going to set these over here. And now what we want to do is we're going to add more dimensionals. I need to get the dimensionals back. I forgot. I'm going to put dimensionals, just one on each corner. That way the center, again, has a little bit of give. And we're going to take this now and just center it in on the front of the card. So look, 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 making sure it's all nice and even. Press that down. Do the same thing over here. We'll add our dimensionals. Oh, I'm so glad we still have some watchers. This is a long video today. You guys are real troopers to watch this long video, so thank you. Okay, so then just go ahead, center that in so it looks all pretty and cute. Press down on your outer edges, and there you go. Now, the only thing we need to add to make this card perfect is our sentiment. So you're going to move this out of the way. You're going to put this down here, and you're going to have just a little skinny border, a border of white that's about as wide as the Night of Navy border. Make sure it's about even. So the right and the left are even, and then give it a press, and voila. Your card is complete. Doesn't that look gorgeous? So we'll do the same old thing over here. Just open your card up, and when you put it in, try to get the same amount of distance from right to left, and then you're going to try to go for a little skinny white border about as wide as your Night of Navy border, so everything looks nice and even and symmetrical. That looks pretty good. And there we go. Oh, it's done. You guys survived. Thank you so much for your patience today watching this rather long video. And we made some beautiful cards. So keep commenting, keep sharing. I won't do the drawing until Thursday, so you still have a couple of days. And then I will give away 2 yards of the ribbon when I send out the card to our winners. So there it is. Thanks everyone so much for being here today. I truly appreciate you. You guys are the greatest. We'll talk to you soon. Bye everybody.